Everyone says they want to be in the top 1%. Some say they want the top 0.1%. A few even say, I'm coming for the top 0.01%. Sounds powerful when you say it, right? Makes you feel ambitious, hungry, different. But saying it does absolutely nothing. Words don't put you in the top 1%. Habits do. Decisions do. Sacrifice does. Execution does. Let's get real for a second. To be in the top 1%. Imagine walking into a room with 100 people and leaving number one. Not doing well. Not almost there. Number one. To be in the top 0.1%. Imagine walking into a school gym with 1,000 people and leaving number one. To be in the top 0.01%. Picture a full arena with 10,000 people watching, and you're the one on the floor, battling for your life, fighting for your future, and you are the only one who walks out victorious. Everyone else loses. Everyone else falls. Everyone else breaks. You don't. That's what those numbers actually mean. So here's the question. Do you really believe you can live a normal life and still expect those results? Normal habits, normal discipline, normal effort, normal distractions, normal mindset, and somehow top 1% outcome? It doesn't work like that. You can't live like everyone else and expect to beat everyone else. You say you want to be uncommon, but you protect your comfort like it's sacred. You say you want to be elite, but your standards are average. You say you want to be undeniable, but you negotiate with yourself every time it hurts. You want the crown, without the scars. You want the view from the top, without the climb. You want the results, without the reality. The reality is this. If you want an exceptional result, you must live an exceptional life. Not better, not slightly improved. Exceptionally different. And exceptional doesn't always mean fun or glamorous. It means you are so different that most people will never understand you, and many will reject you for it. You cannot stay where they are and go where you're meant to go. Oil and water do not mix. Average and greatness do not mix. Comfort and domination do not mix. At some point, you must decide, are you going to be the exception or the excuse? Before you dream about the 1%, you need to look at the one person that matters most, the one in the mirror. The mirror is brutal. The mirror doesn't care about your excuses, your past, your story, your pain, or your intentions. The mirror doesn't lie. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't sugarcoat. When you stand in front of it, you see exactly who you are. When nobody is watching, no filters, no performance, no audience, just you. The truth is not in your social media. It's not in what you tell your friends. It's not in the fantasies you replay in your head. The truth is, what did you do today that a top 1% version of you would respect? Not what you planned, not what you posted, not what you said you were about to start. What did you execute? Because you can't joke your way to greatness. You can't scroll your way into success. You can't someday your way into the top 1%. If you want something serious, you must become someone serious. That means priorities. That means focus. That means saying no more than you say yes. It means knowing when to push and when to recover, when to invest deep effort, and when to pull back just enough to reload for the next attack. Nobody can do that calculation for you. You know when you're slacking. You know when you're avoiding. You know when you're hiding behind research, planning, and I'm getting ready. You know, you don't need anyone to call you out. Your own conscience is already doing it. The question is, are you listening? People love to say, I want more for my family. I want financial freedom. I want to live an extraordinary life. Good, but have you ever actually sat down and written what that looks like? Who are you? Where are you going? What do you really want to accomplish? Not in vague generalities. Not, I want to be rich or I want to be successful. Get specific. There are 3 arenas where you need brutal clarity: personal and family goals. Who do you want to become as a human being? What kind of life do you want to build for yourself and for the people you love? Business, career, financial goals. Where will you make your impact? In what field will you dominate? How will you create value so big that the world has no choice but to reward you? Self-development goals. What skills, habits, mindset, and discipline are you willing to build to become the person who can handle all of that? Because here's the harsh reality. If you don't have a clear target, you're not chasing success. You're just wandering. And if you are not aggressively working on yourself, you are not working on your dream. You are hoping your old self magically gets new results. It doesn't. To reach the top, your number one job is to kill the version of you that keeps choosing what's easy over what's necessary. You don't get to the top 1% by accident. You get there on purpose, through obsession, through urgency, through deciding that your life will not end with what if. Everyone says they're hungry. Everyone says, I want this more than anything. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm built different. Really? Because hunger is not what you say. Hunger is what you do. You can tell the world you're starving for success. But the truth is simple. If I follow you for 24 hours, I don't need your words. I just have to watch your habits. Hunger has a look. Hunger has a rhythm. Hunger has a schedule. You know how to measure it? Very simple. Look at your sense of urgency. If you say you're hungry, but everything you want to do starts tomorrow, you're not hungry. You're fantasizing. I'm going to start the business. When? Soon. I'm going to get serious about my body. When? After this month. I'm going to change my life. When? Someday. That's not hunger. That's comfort dressed up as ambition. Real hunger sounds different. I start today. I don't know everything. I'm not fully ready. But I'm in the room. I'm on the field. I'm on the page. I'm in motion. Successful people are not the ones who feel the most ready. They're the ones who step in when they still feel unprepared. Most people never move because they think they need one more book, one more course, one more video, one more piece of motivation, one more sign from the universe. So they raise the bar of readiness higher and higher until it becomes unreachable. I just need to know a little more. I just need more time. I just need to feel more confident. And then 5 years pass, 10 years pass, a lifetime passes, not because they weren't capable, but because they refused to walk into the unknown without guarantees. Here's the brutal truth. You will never feel fully ready for anything that matters. You want to write the book? Start with the first messy page. You want to start the business? Launch before you're comfortable. You want to get in shape? Go to the gym even if you feel weak and awkward. You want to change your life? Change one decision today, not someday. Top 1% people do not wait for the perfect moment. They create momentum and figure things out on the way. They have an internal belief system that says, I don't need to know everything to start. I just need to know enough to begin. I will see the rest when I get there. That's how they separate from the crowd. Now, let's talk about something most people never want to face. You say you want the next level. You've written your goals. You visualize your dream. Good. Now grab a piece of paper in your mind and make 2 lists. List 1, what I want. Top 1% income. Top 1% body. Top 1% freedom. Top 1% impact. List 2, what am I truly willing to do to get there? Not what you wish you were willing to do. What you're actually willing to do. Are you willing to sacrifice sleep? Are you willing to be misunderstood? Are you willing to lose people who don't share your vision? Are you willing to train when you're tired, study when you're bored, and work when nobody claps? If the second list does not match the first list, you are lying to yourself. You're not chasing the 1%. You're entertaining yourself with the idea of it. Every single day you do nothing, you fall further behind the person you could become. Every day that passes without execution is a day wasted, a day where your future self is robbed of potential. You tell yourself a story that keeps you safe. I'm waiting for the right time. I'm still figuring things out. I'm not sure if I'm ready. I have too much going on right now. You repeated that story so often that you've started to believe it's reality. It's not. It's just a narrative. You've chosen to protect your comfort. The crazy part? You still hold the pen. The book of your life is not finished. There are empty pages waiting, but you keep rereading the old chapters instead of writing new ones. You cling to your past failures as proof that you shouldn't try again. You cling to your past pain as a shield against new risks. You cling to your past identity because it's safer than admitting you were meant for more. But growth doesn't come from recycling the same story. Growth comes from changing the script. Stop telling yourself you don't have time. You have time. You just give it away. to the wrong things. Hours go into scrolling, watching, escaping, complaining, and then you say, you don't have time to build the life you want. You don't lack time. You lack urgency. You lack direction. You lack the courage to admit that your habits don't match your goals. So let's get uncomfortably honest. If you were being watched by the future version of you who actually made it, who actually hit the top 1%, would they be proud of how you spent today? Would they see someone dangerous, focused, disciplined, hungry, or someone looping through the same excuses day after day? You don't have to be perfect. This is not about never missing a day, never making mistakes, never falling off. That's not consistency. That's fantasy. Real consistency means most days you show up. When you fall off, you don't stay there. You get back up fast. You don't disappear for months. You don't quit because it's hard. You don't abandon the mission because you feel tired or emotional. You reset. You recalibrate. You return over and over and over again. The difference between average and elite is not that elites never fall. It's that they refuse to stay down. You want the top 1%? Then build the one thing. Average people never build a mind that cannot be stopped. Because once your mind is set, the body follows. The habits follow. The results follow. Top 1% is not a number. It's a standard. And until you raise your standard, not in your words, but in your daily actions, you will remain exactly where you are, with a head full of potential and a life full of unrealized possibilities. You want to know the real enemy? Not the world, not your circumstances, not the people who doubt you, not the people who leave you. It's you, the version of you that settles, the version of you that hesitates, the version of you that keeps choosing comfort over greatness. That's the opponent you must defeat. Because here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Everything you want is on the other side of discipline, discomfort, and doing what most people are not willing to do. Your dreams don't care how you feel. Your future doesn't care if you're tired. Your potential doesn't care about your excuses. The only thing that matters is, did you show up today? Not yesterday, not last week, not last year. Today, the hardest battle you will ever fight is the one between the version of you that knows what you must do and the version of you that doesn't want to feel the pain of growth. That internal war creates champions or destroys them. Most people run from discomfort. They run from struggle. They run from anything that forces them to confront who they actually are. But that's where transformation happens. In the fire, not the comfort zone. Comfort doesn't build warriors. Comfort doesn't build champions. Comfort doesn't build the top 1%. Pressure does. Resistance does. Discipline does. And here's something brutal but true. You will never know who you really are until life hits you hard, until things break, until you fall, until your plan collapses, until the people you counted on disappear, until you're forced to rebuild from zero. That's when your real identity reveals itself. Not when things are good, not when you're winning, not when you're celebrated, but when you're alone, hurt, confused, and still choosing not to quit. That's the moment you rise above average. Life is not designed to be fair. Life is designed to reveal you, your mindset, your emotional control, your perspective, your ability to push forward. When everything in your body screams stop, that's what separates the ordinary from the exceptional, and you can't escape this process. Growth demands sacrifice. Success demands pain. Greatness demands isolation. You don't become elite by living like everyone else. You become elite by outworking, outlasting, and out-disciplining every version of yourself that try to pull you back. And that brings us to something most people never confront: the ghosts. At the end of your life, you will be surrounded by the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential, the talents you didn't use, the ideas you never acted on, the opportunities you were too afraid to take. And those ghosts will say, "We came to you because only you could bring us to life, but now we go to the grave with you." Ask yourself right now, how many ghosts will be standing around your bed if you keep living the way you're living? 1, 10, 100, or none? Because you built the discipline to turn potential into reality. Because you refuse to let fear control your life. Because you stopped waiting for the right moment and started acting. Because you decided that the story you were handed is not the story you're going to leave behind. You are responsible for your life. Period. No more blaming your past. No more waiting for motivation. No more hoping things magically get better. You don't go into opportunities. You grow into opportunities. You don't get stronger after you succeed. You get stronger on the way to success. Every rep, every sacrifice, every lonely night, every failure, every comeback, that is where character is forged. Listen carefully. You don't need more positive thinking. You don't need another inspirational quote. You don't need people to believe in you. You need self-respect. You need a non-negotiable standard. You need to stop negotiating with your weakness. You need to look in the mirror every morning and confront yourself with honesty, not comfort. Am I living as the person I want to become? Or am I repeating the habits of the person I'm trying to leave behind? There's no hiding from the mirror. It exposes the truth. And the truth is this: if the life you have is not the life you want, it's because of the choices you're making daily. But here's the good news, the powerful news. You can change your story right now. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not too far behind. You can become someone your past self would not recognize, and your future self would admire, but only if you stop waiting for everything to be perfect and start doing what you already know must be done. Let go of the old identity. Let go of the excuses. Let go of the fear. Let go of the belief that you're supposed to have more time. You don't. Time is the one thing you cannot negotiate with. And one day, you will wake up for the last time without knowing it. So, what are you going to do with today? Because the sun will rise tomorrow, whether you chase your greatness or run from it. The question is, will you rise with it?